We are blessed to have Venerable Ajahn Anan Akinchano from Wat Mat Jan, East Thailand, to share with us a Dhamma talk in the form of a video titled Chinese New Year Teaching and Tradition, which has been uploaded recently. Let us hear from Venerable Ajahn Anan on his advice for us for the Lunar New Year.
On the 10th February 2024 is the annual celebration of Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is known also as the Spring Festival. It is where there's the intention to celebrate the new season of spring. Because before spring there's snow in China and the people are unable to do any agriculture. When the season changes to spring, then they can plant crops and food for their livelihood, and greenness appears. So Chinese people establish each year on the first day of the spring season, when the leaves begin to sprout, as being important, called Chinese New Year, the start of the new year. Here there's a good and beautiful tradition, where the night before Chinese New Year, on the last day of the year, coming to the new year, it's a day to enjoy. And those who work outside of their hometown, who are able to, will come back to celebrate the new year. This is the tradition. And at night, each of them will sit around the dinner table and give blessings to one another. This is done with happiness. It is called Sukhasa Samagi. The harmony of a group of relatives brings up happiness. It is complete with a happy mind and body. There are smiles and the sound of laughter. Their minds are contented. And at midnight, they will start to make food. The northern people of China will make dumplings. The southern Chinese people will make desserts and make noodles. They have fun with joyful minds. On the next day, they will visit relatives and give blessings. So this tradition is beautiful, and there is metta, goodwill, loving kindness towards each other. They have love and harmony together. And here, when it comes to this important day, they will express Gatanyo Gatawedita, gratitude. And a grateful person is hard to find in this world. And this quality has two aspects to it. There is Pupakarichana. This is someone who helps others without wanting anything in return. Parents fall under this aspect. And the other aspect of gratitude is knowing their virtues and thinking to repay the goodness we have received. So this is called Gatanyo Gatawedita, which is an important virtue. So we will think of the ancestors who have passed away. And for the Chinese people, they will prepare food and offerings towards the deceased ancestors. So this is remembering those who have passed away, doing a ceremony to remember them, giving them respect and giving offerings to them. This is held as repaying their virtue after they have passed away. So this is one aspect of the tradition, and another is of the spiritual quality of dana, giving things. There is gifting of red pockets to children, to give them encouragement, and to bless the children to have happiness. And the children will have respect for their elders. They give their thanks to the adults that have helped and nurtured them. And we probably will have heard about this since young if we have a close relationship with the Chinese society. They have a very big celebration and eat together, and there may be special foods they eat for long life, eating noodles, fish, special cakes and so on. And these days there may have been more added to it. So there are visits to relatives, siblings and friends. Here we can see that this tradition is associated with Dhamma. In the 38 blessings, one of them is to give blessings to each other. This speech is a polite speech, subhasita vacha, and there is a blessing of supporting one's parents, and assistance to one's children, assistance to one's wife, being together by looking after each other in a family. So these words are words that are subhasita, auspicious and pleasant. They are words that have a lot of value, and they must be true as well, not making it up. They are polite words. They are pleasant to listen to. They aren't harsh or criticizing. It is spoken and it has benefit. It is spoken and it has benefit. The listener takes it to practice in promoting their lives to be better. And what is important is about the heart, that the heart is imbued with metta, goodwill. We have good intentions to the one listening. We are sincere to the ones who respect and listen to us. But however it is, those who are speaking need to know the appropriate time and place. They speak when the occasion is right. So in the new year of each country, it is about building encouragement in others and to give blessings. There is the International New Year on the 1st of January every year, the Thai New Year on the 13th of April, known as Songkran, where there is pouring water and expressing respect. It is laden with good and beautiful traditions, and each nationality and religion has this. And so in summary, it's about having metta for each other. There is generosity and sharing the things we have gained. And for Asian people, it strongly emphasizes on the aspect of repaying one's parents, because they are the ones who have given everything to their children. If the children are able to repay their parents, they should do it fully, because it may be the time that they are old already. The parents are teachers to their children, the Dewa of their children, the Brahma God of their children, and the Venerable Arahant of their children. So when it gets to the time of Chinese New Year, the children and grandchildren gather together and give blessings and encouragement to the elderly. And then those who are older have encouragement to live on. This comes from encouragement, because we can see that people of 80 years old will tend to go and think back to what they were like as a child. Where were we? In what place? This natural instinct makes us aware of the passing by and change which has arisen already. We can notice that people who are 90 years old think of the older generation that had been together with them and they knew before, who is still left of them. Because at 90 to 100 years old, we all know there is little chance to get to 100. If one has the merit of a long life, then they can get to more than 100. But at 90 to 100 years old, it's like a leaf that can fall any time. So the tradition of Chinese New Year is a gathering of relatives. The adults and elders see the children and grandchildren and are encouraged to keep struggling to live on, so they can be a refuge for the children and grandchildren. The children have encouragement, and they see the elderly and have happiness and harmony. So this tradition has all forms of goodness imbued in it. Especially in Thailand, around Chinese New Year, this tends to be the preferred time where there is merit making by installing the Sema stones for an Uposatha hall. Around Chinese New Year, then people start to stop work for many days. In the monasteries, they may have ceremonies like casting Buddha statues or sticking gold leaf on the Sema stones and installing them. Or there is the building of Uposatha halls in order to conduct Sangha transactions. This is for new monks coming to ordain and to extend the Buddha's dispensation. And everyone supports it with their faith. Many come out and stick gold on the Sema stones and install them in the monasteries. They may like to do this in 9 monasteries. Doing it in just one monastery, and there is merit arising. But doing it in many monasteries, the mind may have more ease arising. This comes from their effort, diligence, and firm intentions to build goodness. When they have got to the 7th or 8th monastery, the mind is more cool. They get to the 9th monastery, and the mind can be peaceful. But for someone with merit and parami, spiritual development, just sticking gold leaf in one monastery, and the mind is peaceful and cool, and then they can just sit practicing meditation. But whatever our situation is, let us think that in the new year, how will we have metta in our hearts? Every day is a new day. Every month is a new month. So try to make our minds to be new. This is a new day arising every day. We will have hearts of metta and compassion. The elderly share with the children have respect. So this is important. Everyone is making their minds new. But is this mind new? Originally, the mind is papasara, bright, radiant. The bright mind is the heart. It hasn't yet received sense impingements. The mind is still. If we notice it, it's like a baby that is born. The eye is pure. Why? Because they are born and still innocent. Being born and they haven't yet received any sense impingements in the world. They have not yet received the conventional sensory input yet. Then they get older and start to have conventions arise. They know more languages, more conventions arise, and they have more sense of self arise continually. The mind that is innocent has gradually changed. It has more pollutants. It is lowered. That is, the mental defilements come in afterwards, and it enters the heart by way of the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. And each time receiving this, there is a self, 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 each time, and it makes the heart to be polluted. Here, if every day we rediscipline ourselves, then we are born anew, and we make the heart newly radiant. These days there is a preference of detoxing the body. So have a new mind arise. See it as a new day. Whatever has passed, we can't change it, so we forgive it all. We establish ourselves in the present anew. Have a heart that develops metta meditation towards each other. Share good things with each other. Be generous to one another, not arguing and disputing. Have the view that everyone wants to have happiness and doesn't want suffering all the same. We don't harm each other. Then life starts to have happiness and peace. We take in less external sensory input. Because for people, it tends to be that being young, we have more strength to struggle. But getting older, we want to have peace, not having too many troubles and distractions. We want external peace and internal peace, which is a still mind that is radiant. And so we learn about the mind that proliferates and understand its nature, that it is conventions arising. Because when we were children, we didn't know this. A thing enters, being conventional reality, and we attach to it continually. The mind is then polluted continually. Then when we get older and know about the practice, then we know that, that which pollutes the mind is just the views in the mind. If we have the wisdom and see that sense objects are simply sense objects, and the mind is simply a mind, then we can separate them out. We have samadhi, concentration, then we separate it out with concentration. We have wisdom, then we separate it out with wisdom, knowing that it is not our true self. But to say this when they are a child, that there isn't a true self, it won't be possible. because for them it's all about just a sense of self, a me and them. So here we must talk about Sila Dhamma, morality and goodness. So the tradition of Chinese New Year is about Sila Dhamma and goodness imbued within it. From the older generations, the parents and grandparents, they teach future generations to have gratitude and to repay those who have virtue to them, and to have harmony and sharing together. May you all have Dhamma as your foundation. Have Chinese New Year each day in the heart. Establish the systems in the mind for it to be radiant always. May you have happiness and prosperity in your life. May you have harmony together. And this is a defining characteristic that Chinese families have had for a long time. May you meet with success and prosperity. May you grow in blessings.
Ajahn Anan is a very famous and great master. He is full of metta. In his presence, you can feel, I don't know, first time I met Ajahn Anan, I've been listening to his talk, but first time when I met him, I suddenly recall this incident of Nalagiri being tamed by the Buddha. Have you heard about that story? Yeah, the intoxicated elephants, were being put through to step on the Buddha. It's one of the strategy to kill the Buddha, but by the cousin who wished him to die and take over, right? So when the Nalagiri reached in front of the Buddha, he was tamed by that sense of metta, and that was how I felt. Personally, I felt when I was in front of Venerable Anan. He was really powerful in metta. That's why you can hear from his talk, he talked a lot about metta. And just now, Ajahn Anan is already quite elderly. Just now was not his voice. He cannot speak English. Yeah, so he spoke in Thai, and it was translated by Ajahn Kewali. Ajahn Kewali resides in Australia, a very close disciple of Ajahn Anan. And Ajahn Anan also trained a lot of monastics. Yeah, he is very, he is a very charismatic leader in training the monastics. So Ajahn Kewali is one of it, and that's how we get the translation. Right, so we had quiz just now by Guan Yi, right? I also had one quiz. We sang one song, right, just now? What song was that? Fu Qi. Who knows when was this song invented or produced? 2010? Not really. It was before. 2008? No. No. Earlier than that? Yes, 2002. So you deserve another chocolate. Right, it has been some time. Somehow or other, during Chinese New Year, I was watching the television, watching the singing, and Astro published the song that they publish every year. So that was 2002, and it has now been, it's 22 years, and it's still available, and people like to sing it. Yeah, and because why? Why do you like to sing it? Why do you choose that song? Where's my Kuan? Who chose that song? Kuan Yi. Yeah, why do you like to sing that song? Meaningful values and uplifting. Yeah. So can you imagine the Dhamma? Yeah. Why Dhamma can last so long? Have you ever reflected why Dhamma can transmitted, boundaries of countries, age, and time? Why? if you relate it to the song, it has almost a similar characteristic. Yeah, that's why now we can hear the Dhamma, and now we can also see that Dhamma can be integrated into even festive season, right? Yeah, and when I look through the songs, yeah, every year they produce meaningful Chinese New Year songs, yeah, and some people even collected it. Yeah, my nieces and nephew every year must buy the Astro CD, and they memorize very easily. Yeah, and then they sing it out, and that brings happiness and joy in the community. Yeah, in the family and community. Today I came, I saw everyone was so refreshed, so happy, so like-minded. Do you know why? Why are you so happy today? I don't know, I came into the center this morning, everybody was like smiling, happy, feel very light. Why is it so? Because you are off work for a few days, off studies for a few days, right? What other reasons? Can you figure out what is the cause of your happiness?
An opportunity to gather and reunite with the family members.
An opportunity to gather and reunite with family members, right? That is our social well-being, right? Have you heard about, or you read about researchers talking about people need social well-being to remain healthy and happy? And there were research done that in Japan, yeah, in certain countries, they group the elder community together. And when they stay together, they live together, and they have social activity together, they live a healthier and happier life compared to those who live individually, who are living without the community and do not engage with the community. Yeah, so that's how today we are here, also gather as a community, gather as family, yeah, to celebrate and to learn the Dhamma in the theme of Chinese New Year. Since before Chinese New Year, we have learned a few. Today, we can do further reflection. Yeah, and next week will be the tea offering ceremony that we invite everyone to participate as well. What other reasons that you feel happy and light? Not only today, I guess, during a Chinese New Year. Any other people, anyone can share why? Sister, you think very deeply. like wow, very philosophical. Why am I happy?
No worries.
No worries. Why no worries? Or rather, I would phrase it at other time than Chinese New Year. What did you worry about?
No, I never worry.
Never worry. Wow. Later we got to interview her sister. What is the secret? Okay. Never worry. No worries. Any other reason why you feel lighter and happier, Sister Chokim?
Yeah.
Good food.
Good food. So you get the strength. We are short of lion dance. Can you do the lion dance? Since you have good food and have strength, yeah. Nanda has one lion head, right? Yeah. During this time, we also enjoy good food, yeah. And a lot of time, because of good food, we gain strength, and because food over strength and lead us to sleepiness. Right? Strength is very important in our daily life. At the same time, in spiritual life as well. But it is different kind of strength. Yeah, lion dance symbolize strength, renewed energy, right? But in the practice of Dhamma, we also focus a lot about spiritual strength. Have you heard about that? Pancha Bala, the spiritual strength. Just now, you heard Ajahn Anan talk about in Thai tradition. Okay, Ajahn Anan is a Thai, we call it Thai Jin, Thai Chinese. Yeah, so he is very familiar about Chinese and Thai tradition. So in the video, it stated that before Chinese New Year or during Chinese New Year, they encourage everyone to do good, and then they go to monastery to do what? Put up gold leaves. Yeah, put up gold leaves with what? With much faith, right? And that activities are encouraged not only once, and many families choose to go to how many monastery? 9. Why 9? Why 9? 长长久久. Longevity. No, it's just a culture, right? And 9 in Buddhism, it symbolizes the 9 qualities of the Buddha. Yeah. So that gold leaves is a kind of dana. It symbolizes our dana because we offer the best thing to the 3 jewels, which in the past it is symbolized by gold. Right? Color always have the meaning. Later we will explore about red. Yeah. So bring our best offering from our heart, which is a gold leaf, to go and offer with full faith. And then he said, do it repeatedly. Why? Because Ajahn said that one who have parami, after offer one gold leaf in one monastery, will feel very calm and peaceful. Then they can further their meditation. Right? So it is done with so much of energy, and that one is only for those who have a lot of parami. Yeah? So those who do not have a lot of parami, we have to repeat the action, repeat the cultivation of strength. It's just like when we stretch our muscle. One time, those who always stretch your muscle and build your strength, right? You know, one practice, 2 days of practice, even 1 month of practice is not enough for you to build the strength. So you need to do it continuously. So going to the temple and do the action continuously is actually building up strength with viriya, with energy. So that is the second quality. Second strength. Yeah? The third strength is that when we go there, we do it with mindfulness. We do it with our whole intention. And that is the third spiritual strength. The fourth spiritual strength is that when you do it repeatedly, your mind can be calm and you can do it with more ease. Yeah? Practice makes perfect. And with that, the mind can enter into the stage of concentration. Yeah? So when the mind enters into the stage of concentration, wisdom will arise. Yeah? And when wisdom arises, that happiness and that brightness of the mind would also appear. And this is the spiritual strength that the Buddha encouraged us to practice. Very simple, right? We don't need strong strength like brother to play the lion dance head and play the lion dance, yeah? But what we need is the strength of the heart, the strength of the mind, based on virtue, based on faith, energy, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. Right? So this is one. Just now we talk about color. Kuan Yi asked, what is the meaning of red color? No one knows. How come we wear red most of the time? Do you know what is what red symbolizes? Prosperity, fortune. Yeah. Generally, all the good things lah. Correct? And red, yeah, correct. Red symbolizes auspiciousness. Yeah? All the good things that you imagine is symbolized by red. In different culture, they have different meanings towards different color. But generally, red is accepted as the auspicious color, the color of victory. Any one of you play games, like you enter tournament, or basketball? Any one of you? No? Do you know? Yeah, so when you no, when you win, okay, at the end of every tournament, don't talk at the end. During the tournament, right? there are a table of statistic data recorders. Yeah, what do they do? Okay, next time you go to basketball tournament, you watch. Yeah, besides the referee, you always watch the players, right, and the game. Then you saw the referees, right? But at the middle of the court, there are two tables. One table record the points. Yeah, whenever people shoot, then they will record. Another table record the statistic. What kind of statistics? Light. How many times the person shoot and didn't get into the goal? How many times the person rebounds the ball? How many times the person actually fought the games and all these things? At the end of the game, this spreadsheet will be given to both teams. And the winner team will get the red color. Yeah. So in games also, red represent victory, the winner. Yeah. And just like gold, what does gold represent? Gold color. Fortune, wealth, richness, and some people also take gold as a symbol of status. Correct? Recently, do you know that JPJ published a gold plate series, car plate series? Whether you know, right? How much people bid? Yeah, very high value, right? Because it just gives people that kind of impression. Yeah, and white, in different culture again, white represent different things. In the Dhamma setting, white represent purity, right? So a lot of us are wearing white most of the time when we attend Dhamma function. White, when you go to the war, if you put out white flag, what does it represent? Surrender. Yeah. So in different contexts, it just means different things. But most important thing is that in whatever condition we are in, we understand the meaning, we understand the context, and we try to use our common sense and our wisdom to live within that community so that it does not cause uneasiness, uncomfortable, and also conflict or dispute within that community. We shall be a source of blessings and happiness rather than a source of division or a source of uncomfortable or uneasy among the people. Right? So that understanding that, having that knowledge will enable us to serve our best, yeah, in whatever situation that we are. Right? So during Chinese New Year, we don't wear black and white. Yeah? There's no pantang larang. It's like, if you wear black, then you will be like shot by people or whatever, right? Or it will be definitely a bad day. We don't believe in that kind of superstitious or that kind of tradition that passed through, but it's just that we will cause uncomfortable to other people, right? Especially the elder ones. Now, just now when you hear the Dhamma talk, what key message could you derive from there? Can share? Anyone want to share some key messages? Perhaps one that resonate a lot to you. I walk this side. Sister today, very gung-ho. She's wearing red, very auspicious. And when she came in, she felt like, today nobody wear red. Sister, you got friend at the back. Red jacket. Then we say, some of the sisters, very kind, very pleasant speech. They say, it's okay, right? It's okay. You are the special among the whites and greys. But you didn't cause any uncomfortable or uneasiness among all of us. It's okay, yeah? So hope we don't cause you that. But yeah, what key messages do you get from there? Okay, you think first. How about the rest?
Okay, for me, I think the feeling of happiness to be able to practice in harmony, I think that's the general feeling. The message that is that Ajahn Anan has shared shared with us is to remind us that, the worldly happiness that we are so accustomed to during Chinese New Year, we must not forget that behind all this, there is this happiness in practice in harmony. That's what we are here today. And to be able to live Chinese New Year every day in our hearts is a true blessing. And I'd like to think that we are here because the message tells us we create our own blessings. We do not wait for other people to give us the blessings. So we are happy to be here because and to hear the message together. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Yap. Have you thought over? Not yet? Okay, give you some more time. Anyone else? Anyone else? Message? Yeah, Sir Pei Chi. How come everyone have not started engine, is it today?
Still on break. So the message that resonated quite well with me is the speech. So you need to know when is the right time to talk and what are the words that you should use to talk. And also, like, if you want to say something good, make sure that it is really from the heart, pure intention, not just to na hong bao, then you say something good. So say it with a good intention as well. Thank you, sister.
Thank you. Yeah, those who are still eligible to na hong bao, tell us whether you say good wishes for the sake of saying it or because you want the ang bao. Brother, how?
Ang Pao. Happy. And also feel blessing also. Yeah, feel the blessing.
Do you wish the person back?
No, but I happy to take the ang pao.
You're happy to take ang bao. I believe the person who gives the ang bao also happy to give lah. Otherwise, he won't give to you, right? Yeah. If you listen clearly to the teaching just now, Ajahn was saying that blessings are given from the elders to the younger, right? To the younger one. But at the same time, the younger one also can be a source of blessing to the elders by accepting it with respect, listen to their advice, and have a lot of goodwill and metta, and can also have pleasant speech. Yeah. So if you want to listen it again, you can actually go to the YouTube and search for it. So blessings can be from both sides. Yeah, it's not only from the elder to the junior ones. Now, sister talked about right speech, and she said the first one is that speak at the right time and the right place, right? I want to relate to you one incident. During Chinese New Year, I have an auntie who we visited, and she has a question, Dhamma question. She wants to ask about some relatives who can't sleep and always have the images of the departed relatives who passed away. So then that question was specifically directed to me, yeah, in the group of people. And then I was like, this is not a doctrine question, right? And it's more about experience, and I have to be very tactful because I cannot say things that will scare the person. I cannot say that, you see the dead one, you're going to the same route. I can't say that, right? And I have to be very tactful, and I have to think how to say it and what is the best practice to recommend. Then someone in the group who also have knowledge about the Dhamma started to talk. Based on my experience, I've seen people like that, and then they do like that, do like this, do that. And was that quiet? Then I was like, aren't that questions supposed to be answered by me? And then I also don't really agree with that answer, because you can't really impose what you have seen from your past experience to different people, because different people will have different experience. Then I thought, okay, I shall share it more diplomatically, right? In a way that we do not ask the person to do this, but can suggest these are the ways. But I cannot stop the person from talking. Then how? I was thinking, how? They have to have pleasant speech, especially Chinese New Year. Somehow this is a senior, Then I was like, Then when the person paused, right, I turned around and asked, isn't that question addressed to me? Then the person said, oh yeah, she asked you, Then, of course, in a very indirect way, we know that the person is not speaking at the right time. Yeah, when you are not being asked, then you should not jump into the answer. You can add on or ask permission to share, but not answering other people's time to answer. That I shared, yeah. So sometimes these are the things that happen in our lives. Yeah, not only during Chinese New Year, or sometimes we may be the one who don't know our right place and our right position. Yeah, sometimes people ask the boss, the food is very good, Then we answer, yeah, very good, very good. Sometimes it's just that we are not mindful. Yeah, but that also shows that we do not have clarity in our mind about time and right space. Yeah, so that is very important, because if we do not have that right, clear understanding of our position, our condition, and what we should do and what we should not do, that habit will be carried on to our spiritual life. Yeah, we will not be able to differentiate what we should do and what we shouldn't do in our practice, and even worse still, when we are within the community. So that habit we need to really check within us, especially in speech, because it's very loose. Yeah, and that may cause us to be not well liked, or not when we live in a community, many people need to have very high tolerance with us. Okay? Yeah? Right. Now, let's go on with the message. Anyone else would like to share the key messages that you get from the teaching, sister?
Yeah, well, the key messages that I got is the gratitude. So Ajahn talked about we have to have gratitude to our parents, ancestors during this Chinese New Year, remember their goodness, and what is their advice given to us.
Thank you, sister. Anyone here have the family tradition of praying to ancestors? Yes? Still quite a lot, right? Yeah, me too. We have to pray to the ancestors. And when I listened to the talk, Ajahn mentioned, he didn't use the word pray. You can repeat and hear it again. He did not use the word pray to the ancestors. Of course, from expression, based on Chinese tradition, yeah, we do cook and we do prepare something to sort of like pray. But he used the word remembrance. Remember the ancestors with gratitude. So while we do all these prayers, I know it's very busy one. Yeah? In my family, because many ancestors, we are the 6th generation. So can you imagine, I got so many ancestors, so I had to pray a lot of things, because all their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren will think of something that they like to eat when they were alive. So they want to cook. So imagine if you got 10 ancestors, definitely you want to cook for at least 10 dishes. And they want to show their best offerings to remember their ancestors, right? But amidst the expression, the spirit is still on gratitude. So we shall not forgo or forget that spirit. Yeah? And as Buddhist practitioners, another thing that we can do besides, making offerings, besides remember them, is to transfer merits. I used to do this after I do the traditional prayers. Yeah, pray everything already, do everything already. Then I will chant. I will say in my heart, then I will start to call who, and then I say that whatever merits that I have done, yeah, especially in my Dhamma practice, in my Dhamma work, I share with you, so that you also receive these merits and be born in a better place, and also have the opportunity to meet Dhamma, so your life will go better. Because my ancestors were not in the Dhamma path. Yeah? So that is something that I think we can do, and that is also being encouraged by the Buddha in many suttas, like Sigalovada Sutta also said that. So that is another additional thing we can do as a Dhamma practitioner. Another thing that Ajahn Anan mentioned is also about elders. Yeah? Here we don't have people of 80 years old, right? Anyone? No, right? No. But we are all young, we are all at the middle age, but I think it is also important for us to learn this. Did you hear Ajahn talk about some elder people at the age of 80? They will start to do what? At the age of 80, they will start to do what? Remember their youth. Remember their childhood time. Yeah? And people who reach 90s, what do? We are not there yet, but we've got to learn, because we may live up to 90. Huh? That one is 80s. 90s? Huh? The one to have what? The one to have passed? Oh, they remember people of their past. Yeah? People of their friends and maybe who have passed away, relatives and friends who have passed away. And they are just like the leaf on the tree that can fall at any time. Yeah? Have you seen people of 80 years old and 90 years old? Have seen, right? Yeah? So do you concur with what Ajahn said? Correct, huh? Yeah, even though we have not reached there, but we all always wish ourselves long life, right? We wish each other long life, right? Long life means exceed the age of normal life expectancy, which is 75 and 78 for ladies, right? 75 for guys and 78 for ladies. So we want to exceed that, means 80 lah. Yeah. So 80, people start to recall their childhood life. And a lot of time when we heard, that is also my own reflection. A lot of time when I heard, right, then I started to think, oh, this one 返老还童 again. Because when they recall their childhood, then they would think about things that they like to do, they like to eat, and then they will start to look for it. And how do we, at this era, go and search for things that exist 80 years ago? Correct? Sometimes it's quite hard. Then I started to have that judgment. Yeah. So listen to this talk also allowed me to reflect on my own, that I should not have judgment, because this is just a natural aging process. And when people age, when human age, there are different stages of physiological changes and psychological changes. As long as we understand the nature of aging, then we do not feel affected or judged or how to say, sometimes I have unpleasant feeling, or I have like angry towards the people because they just say something that you couldn't comprehend. Yeah, especially if they do not have a good childhood or good memories of the past. Yeah. Now, the second one, 90 years old, they remember many of their past relatives. Yeah. When they tell you about, then they will start to tell you. Yeah, it's actually a good reflection for them. If they can think about that, which is good, means they have super memory. 90 years old still have a very good memory of the people and what they do. I think what we can practice, or what we can encourage, remember during the talk, Ajahn keep on saying that we can give a lot of encouragement to other people. As a Buddhist practitioner or learner, we can encourage them to look at those lives as a learning episode with, for example, cause and effect. There are many people that they recall in the past, perhaps, who have done a lot of goodness, and how their life led them to be, and then how they can successfully live a good life. Whereas there are also people that they may narrate, and then you can see that these people, because of certain bad decisions, unwholesome decisions that they have made, it led them to live certain kind of life that most of us would not want to. Yeah. So they may remember a lot, they may sometimes complain a lot or comment a lot, but what we can do is to encourage them to see things from Dhamma perspective, for example, cause and effect, wholesome and unwholesomeness. Yeah. So then we will also be able to learn from this story. Chinese, they say, they have one word say, old is gold. Old is gold, right? Because everyone will turn old. And because of that years of living, you have many, many experiences. Not good, I can say experiences that can be learned. But how do we turn those experiences into gold? Then it requires a lot of wisdom from that person and ourselves. I share with you, I went back, because last year, Chinese New Year, I didn't go back because I had COVID. So every time Chinese New Year, we will go back and visit older people or sick people. I don't know why. That is our family tradition. We'll take opportunity to go and visit. And this year, I visited, I think, 5 of them who are aged 80 and above. First one, 80 years old, very weak physically, and lack of Dhamma and lack of people, because in her life, she probably did not do much and did not engage much, did not help people much. So when come to old age, a bit lonely, yeah, and require, especially when require physical assistance, then that she's very dependent and started to feel inferior. Yeah, that is not good. So we have to give a lot of verbal encouragement to say that you still can do this, you still can do this, except for this part. Yeah. And the second person I met, also 80 years old, 80 plus. He is a brother who suffered stroke last year, September. And this uncle of mine, I've seen him since young, because he is a developer for our house, and my parents bought that house from him. In the past, he didn't learn the Dhamma. He lived very nearby temple. He always go and do dana, but he did not learn Dhamma. So when a group of people started Dhamma school, he started to go and learn more and practice. He even joined at the age of about 60 plus, right? He and his wife, despite living a comfortable life, they can go to the temple and stay in the temple during Uposatha days. So from there, they learn about chanting, they learn about meditation, they learn about Dhamma. Yeah? And when he got stroke, apparently the wife and the family say that he was really easy to be taken care of, because he understands that is part of the nature of the sickness. And he exercised a lot. So every day, after he started to recover and did physio, he walked a lot, because he felt that this life is precious when he can meet the Dhamma. Yeah? And when I went to see him, he just looked very normal. I called, "Uncle," then he can still come and greet us and look very normal, as if he's not sick at all. And the face expression, the face is also very energetic. So I said, wow, this is really a contrast for one who learn and for one who do not learn. And after that, when we talked, then he started to share his family, his children and all this thing. After that conversation, I went home, I reflected. Every people have problem. Every person, every family have problem. Even him, he may not have financial problem, but still got other kinds of problem. Like, you cannot expect a perfect life. Yeah, there could be incompleteness in certain areas, but the key thing is that why people still can live very lightly and very happily or peacefully is because amidst the problem that they face, they can see through and let go. They can have the wisdom to say that, yeah, this is a problem faced by my children. Yeah, but I have given them a lot, and I have given them advice, I've given them the way to solve the problems. If they still can't, it is beyond my means already. Then I will advise them to go and seek for other kind of help and support. And they can live with it, you know. They can live with it and still feel that they have fulfilled their responsibility. Some may not think so. And because of that, they can live a very peaceful life amidst the problem that they face. Yeah? So this is about letting go. The third person I met is actually 93-year-old. I go by age. So 93-year-old, this auntie lived nearby my house. She is the mother of the auntie who came and worked in our house to do housekeeping since I was a child. I was 8-year-old. So 30 over years. And I saw this papa from younger time until now 93, 30 over years old. 30 over years. And all this while, she is very healthy. She do a lot of gardening, agriculture work, and maintain a very simple lifestyle as kampong folk. Yeah? And when I went to see her, she was already bedridden. She couldn't walk anymore. But when I called her, she opened her eyes and recognized me. She cannot see clearly, but I say, I'm who and who. Then she remember. And when she remembers, she can talk a lot. She talk a lot with me, and she has a lot of energy. The sound, I think if shout, right, upstairs also can hear. Imagine on the sick bed already. I was like surprised, you know, wow, so energetic one. Then ask the auntie, so what happened? Is it like she got sickness? No. All this life of hers, right, she didn't fell sick very often. And this is just aging process. And the good thing is that she can accept. A lot of people, when they have been very healthy, right, they cannot accept they get sick. She can accept. And then she just go with the flow. So very senang for the auntie and also the grandchildren to take care of her as well. This auntie doesn't learn Dhamma. This papa doesn't learn Dhamma. But she knows that she lived a life of simplicity, I can say also modesty, and healthy. But in her life, she did not do anything that harm other people. She didn't rear chicken in the kampong, very common, right? Rear chicken, rear cows, rear goat, and then you just sell or kill for livelihood. Yeah, I have this sideways. I have one neighbors in the kampong who are now about 40-year-old plus. So he rears goat. Yeah, he has 2 goats, and then the child get married. So we went for the wedding ceremony, and then he told us a story. Very proudly say that, you know, I have this 2 goat. I rear it since small, and then now big already. I also quite old already lah. You know, after 7 years, 8 years, I also tak larat already. Want to take care of the goats, bring them to the grass field, bring back every day like that, and then have to pull ma. So then he happily said that, so since you are happy and we have this happy wedding occasion, I kill both of it. And then the mutton is being served as mutton curry. I was like, oh. Yeah. So you see, things that all of us felt that, oh, this is really like killing and harming, right? But for people who don't learn Dhamma, this is a kind of joy and this is a kind of celebration. Yeah? So different perspective, and I think what I can see is that because we don't have right view, we have that wrong view of thinking things which are harmful is actually an enjoyment. That is very dangerous, you know. If a person thinks that the thing is harmful or unwholesome and do it with a lot of regret because they have no choice. Sometimes because they have no choice, they have to steal or they have to kill for livelihood, and they feel very regret. That is still okay. But this is like, you do it with enjoyment, you kill it with enjoyment and take it as a celebration, and that is really having no right view. Yeah? So that is how the mind tricks us. Now, okay, talk about that auntie, right? Now, so my reflection again is that, 93-year-old cannot walk already, but accept the flow of aging. Another person, the last person I met, my mother said must go and visit him because he cannot, seems like he's not well. But then when we went to the wedding ceremony, I mentioned to you just now, I saw him. I said, Apek, you're here? I said, yeah. I said, I heard you cannot really walk or you can't really not really well. I said, no, I'm okay. And he is how many years old? Can you imagine? 100 years old. Have you seen a 100-year-old person? Rarely, right? He is 100-year-old. This is the second time I met him in the public event like wedding ceremony. Once last year, once this year. And he was okay. Of course, teen, but still can walk with the help of the children. And then I talked to him. Yeah. So in the past wedding, last year wedding, I met him as well. I asked him, what's your secret of long life? Then he said, I don't eat a lot. I said, I failed already. I said, I have enough sleep and eat healthily. Because we are from, my kampong is from agriculture background, so everybody plant and live on their own planted crops. Yeah, so he said, eat very simple, and I think in that sense it's organic as well. Yeah, and don't worry. Yeah, his wife passed away recently. And a lot of children and all those things, and he stayed only with 1 or 2 children. And he said, no worry. The key point is no worry, but it's not that don't have the worry, don't have problems, but again, is having problem, but you are able to use your wisdom to see it through and then let go. Whenever that is beyond his capacity, he said, I'm already 100-year-old, what else can I do? As long as I don't trouble other people, it's good enough already. Yeah. So he does not wear pampers and all those things. He can do his own routine, daily life on his own. Very good already, right? He said that is already a blessing that I can create to my family members. I said, Apek, you really very wise. Yeah. So how we also wish we can be like that, right? Yeah. So these are the older people, I said old is gold that we can learn from. And we have not reached that, but we may have those elder people in our family members, our relatives. We need to embrace them with understanding and acceptance, because we may not able to understand, comprehend, or see through what they have gone through. Yeah, but we just need to embrace them and accept them as part of the family and community. That's what we can do. So in the sharing, in the talk just now, Ajahn talked a lot about encouragement, yeah, gratitude and blessings. Now, back to my first question. Have you realized what is the cause of happiness during Chinese New Year, besides good food, besides no need to work, no worries? What else? It's because, have you found that over the past 1 week, you say a lot of good words? Yes? You say a lot of good words, right? You give a lot of things to people? Yes? Right? You serve people. People come to your house, you serve people. Yes? And all this is done with sincerity or 不甘愿的. When you say the good words to elder, you look at the ang pao how big first, isn't it? No, right? So you do this with all the wholesome mind, the goodwill, and best intention as you could. And brothers and sisters, I want to share, my reflection is that because of that, we could celebrate a better Chinese New Year, a good Chinese New Year. It's because of we maintain that wholesomeness in our mind, have a lot of pleasant speech, have a lot of generosity and metta towards the people that we met. When we meet our relatives, right, it's not about that meeting, it's not about that physical meeting that counts, but it's about how we respond and react and behave towards them. If you meet the relatives and keep complaining one, you also complain about him, he also complain about you one, that meeting won't give you any happiness one, correct? Yeah. So remember the cause of happiness. Other people may say Happy Chinese New Year, but you may experience Happy Chinese New Year because of that blessings that you have created to yourselves and the Dhamma that you have practiced in your life. Right? I wish to share with you the last part about craving. In one of the, I think it's on first day of Chinese New Year or second day of Chinese New Year, I have one nephew and two nieces. Their character are very different one. So of course Chinese New Year they will have a lot of wishes lah, and then get ang pao money already, can buy this, can buy that, right? So kids, we all understand that. And my niece started to count already. Oh, I got so much of money. I want to buy this. I want to buy that. Then when the mother say no, wow, all the happiness and brightness on the face is gone. Then you know what? I was there looking at her on how she was so happy and excited, telling the rest of the sibling that I got this, I want this one, buy that. Now my wish is fulfilled already. I got all the means to get it. Then after mother said no, then her face started to change. Then you know what my nephew said? He started to say, from craving springs grief. I was like, oh, the Dhamma school works. Yeah, sister. Yeah. Then he said, yeah, you have so many cravings. You see, happy Chinese New Year also cannot be happy. Yeah? So, can you see how our mind works, because of certain festive season, and because we have more, then we will want more. When we want more and we cannot get that more, then we suffer. Even though it is amidst festive season, and it's amidst Hou Yi Ji. Yeah? So again, it tells us that it's not because of the day, it's not because of the celebration, it's not because we have money, then we feel the pain, yeah, or we suffer mentally. It is because of that craving. It could be small lah. For little girl, the craving is just I want to buy pencil lah, I want to buy, Hello Kitty lah, I want to buy this and that. Very small thing only. But that is the nature of the mind. And if we can understand that, we can also apply it in our life. Yeah? The more doesn't mean the merrier, but the more craving definitely will bring us to more grief.